My name is Ballesteros, and my piece is called Rugged in Wine, and it really deals with two different societies. It shows a very poor, poverty side of society, and it also shows a rich society, very greedy, very arrogant. It's very dark. It shows two different sides of two different people, and it really revolves around greed, how greed can consume someone, and how sometimes you have to get to a lower level in order to really allow yourself to win sometimes, or to really kind of get on top, and it kind of sucks, but that's life sometimes. I really chose this piece just because it really spoke to me. I really understood it with me not coming from such a rich society. I've had to work so hard for everything that I am. So it's really personal for me to just kind of incorporate myself, not to that extent, but just incorporate myself into a piece like this and just kind of see two different classes and two different styles, two different, it's the same style, but you have contemporary that is very rugged, very loose, very almost sloppy, and then you have this arrogant, just strong suited side, and it just turned to be a really good collaboration of a piece. I really think that the theme war that we chose looks a lot past just in battle war. I think it's not just about army, it's not about fighting, it just shows a lot about conflict and resolution and just trying to resolve any kind of issue, whether it's a personal internal issue, whether it's with relationship, whether it's just anything that needs resolving. And sometimes it can go from something that has been resolved into something that turns into conflict. So war is just it's a good way of just saying confusion, confliction. It's really opened me up to a whole new term of just war.
My name is Keith Embrey, and the name of my piece is Whose Side Are You On? My piece is about this young guy that's happening to choose what side of a group or a gang that best hear his voice and suits or fits him. I chose this piece to show young kids or young people or anybody in general that you don't have to necessarily go out and fight a person or go out and be aggressive and abusive to prove a point or to speak to someone. You can go out and show them through a style of dance. That's why dance is so big and so popular, and because you can prove something and speak through just dance without going out and fight. The movement of krump is spiritual moves. When I say that, is you have chest pops, stomps, jabs, and arm swings. Just those basic moves can speak a lot. You can do a chest pop and show a person how you feel. You can do an arm swing and show a person how you feel by the aggressive and the way you do it. So that's why I say it's a spiritual dance. My thoughts on the theme of war is, war can mean anything. War don't necessarily mean you in the battlefield with a gun shooting pow pow. No, war means war with yourself, something throughout yourself, and work, job, everyday feelings, on how you feel. War. People fight every day. That's what life is about, war. You're going to be fighting for the rest of your life to make it to the top. War, fight.
My name is Moana Aiono. The title of my piece is called Support. The male characters in my dance represent soldiers who have just come back from war and are struggling with everything they've been through to get back to a normal life. And my females are their support system, and they're just there to help them. I chose this piece because it's a topic I think is not looked at enough. I think it does take a lot for our soldiers to get back to a normal life, and some of them probably never do with everything that they've been through, and they just really need more support and help from the people around them. I think to change the world, you need to start with changing yourself, and just dealing with the war inside you. And once you find peace with yourself, that's going to shine through, and that's how you make a change.
Hi, my name is Bethany Boutwell.
And I'm Estevon E-Boogie Scruggs.
And the name of our piece is The Wicked.
And the Righteous.
Our piece is about a girl who watches her family and her community get attacked by war, but she's living it through a dream. So it's a nightmare to her, but she's seeing all this war happen, and
The reason why I chose this piece is because I wanted to show that even after war, that there's still that hope. And so that's in this dance, this is what the flower represents. The flower represents the hope that's still left after the war happens and after the soldiers come and attack. And then the civilians still have that little hope left, and that's what the flower represents.
my thoughts on the theme of war, everybody goes through some type of trial, and doesn't matter what kind of trial it is, but it's a type of war. So us putting it into a different piece or different pieces just helps other people relate to what we're going through. And the nice thing is that we're able to show how to overcome that war that we have as well.
Alright, I'm Kellie Williams. My dance is called Without a Reason, and the storyline, it's actually about death and how we may see it, and it starts off in a funeral setting, and through time it actually gets rewound to a place where the girl is able to choose life or death again. And I chose this dance just because a dear friend of mine passed away a couple months ago, and he was actually driving home back to school and down in St. George, and he got in a freak accident and the car rolled, and he was on life support for a very long time. And after a while his parents just decided to pull the plug, and that's just how it went. And through that I saw the misery that it had people feeling, and just how people were so mournful about it, and also how it affected so many people, like through the community, friendships, and after all it just brought everyone together. It brought families closer, it brought friendships closer, our school came closer together, and he just touched so many lives, and I think that he should still be here, and he still will be. I think it relates to war. In many ways we have wars with ourselves and trying to overcome such circumstances, and overcoming like deaths of loved ones and friends and just anyone. And it's hard for us to realize that they're not here anymore. They're gone away. They're gone. And it's hard for us to realize like we'll never see them again. So having like memories and like just having good laughs about what happened and just how great he was, I think will really help us just get through the trials.
So my name is Tia. I'm actually the hip hop coordinator for Underground, and one of the pieces in the show that I have is called Throwdown. So the piece is actually about bridging the gap between studio and street dancers. It's like a 90s staged battle, and it's between studio dancers and street dancers, which, sometimes in our own community there tends to be a gap between those two worlds. And the cool thing is United We Dance, Underground Crew, what we're about is bringing those worlds together. That dance is dance and dancers are dancers no matter where you do it or what style you do it. So, at the end of the piece, of course everyone comes together because that's what we're trying to do. So the piece is literally a representation of who we are as a company, who we are as a crew, and what we're about. So when I think of war, if you think of it as an acronym, win and rise, whatever it is, whether it's internal, external conflicts you don't understand, conflicts that you can't conceptualize, at the end of the day, it's all about winning and rising up. It's not about the fall, it's about the rise. So what I hope that our audience walks away with is, more than anything, just hope.